Gotta tell you, I didn't think I was gonna get a thing done today. Hey guys, welcome back to another Slightly Redneck video. Again, my name's Chris, and if you're not familiar with this channel, I help you to produce your own meat, eggs, and vegetables from your backyard, your balcony, deck, your garage, or even a spare room in your house if that's the way you want to do it. I gotta tell you, this was my main goal today. Well, one of my main goals today. I had several things I had planned on getting done today, but one of them was to get my seeds started for my tomatoes and peppers and all that kind of stuff. But I didn't think it was gonna work out. It's been kind of a busy, crazy day, 12 hours or I don't know, 24 hours, I guess is what it is. I'll tell you all about that as we get going here. So, let's see, first things first. Last night, circus was in town. So I got my grandkids. I haven't seen them in a while. Thought it was a good time to get them together and take them to the circus to see that. Don't think they'd ever been to a circus. And can't talk and do two things at one time, I guess. But so anyway, got them. They came over, I don't know, it was 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon. We bought tickets to the circus, went out, 7:30 showing time, and watched the circus. Had a great time at the circus. It was fun. They were, they're young enough still where they can appreciate it, they can enjoy it. They still, want every little thing. Get sold by the carnival, guys that want to come by and sell the balloons and those things, but had a good time. It was a good circus. We had fun. I hadn't been to a circus in a long time. Kind of forgot how much fun those things were. But anyway, the moral of that story, I guess, is, or the end of that story is, that circus didn't end until about, it was about 10:30, 11 o'clock almost by the time we got out of there, by the time we got out of the parking lot. And, so it was, 11:30-ish by the time we get home. Well, not quite. It was a little after 11 by the time we got home. And, of course, the kids are worn out, but they don't go right to bed. They lay on there and watch some TV, and they're at the age still where they kind of got to be supervised. Can't just let them go on their own. Not when they're in a new place anyway. They're kind of excited because they're not at home. They're at Grandpa's house for the week, or for the weekend, for the night, I should say. So of course they laid on the couch, watched TV, and watched a movie. My wife and I sat in there and kind of kept an eye on them, make sure they're doing okay, and get situated. So it's probably about 12:30. A little after 12:30 by the time we went to bed, by the time they finally fell asleep and we decided we could go to bed. So, we got to bed pretty late last night. And of course the kids, they wake up 6 o'clock in the morning. And there is no, there's no medium, low speed with them. It's either on or off. So they're up at 6 o'clock in the morning, which wakes me up because that's not that much, off of my normal time to get up. Now, normally if I stayed up till about 12:30, I'm gonna sleep in just a little bit, but not this morning. Got up about 6 o'clock in the morning with them. And of course, as soon as I come in, they're hungry, gotta fix them breakfast, gotta do all those kinds of things. And that's okay, that's part of having kids. That's part of the fun and the pain of having kids around, young kids, So anyway, got them fed, but again, there's no calming them down. They're just wound up. As soon as they get up, they're either, like I said, on or off. I thought, well, that'll be okay. We'll get them going, and maybe they'll take a nap early or something like that. Give me a little bit of a break. Let me go ahead and get started on some of my chores that I need to get done for the weekend. No, they were going full tilt all day long. Kind of expected their mom to come and get them around noon, but then the next thing happened. All right, so while I'm letting this water soak in here, I'll tell you the next part of my story here today. So, my wife gets up, I don't know, 8:30 or so. I mean, it's not terribly early, not terribly late. About right for, sleep, not going to bed till about midnight. Grab a drink here. So anyway, she's hungry. I'd already fed the kids. They wanted waffles, so they got waffles for breakfast. And she wanted, well, she didn't necessarily say anything, but I felt like bacon and eggs. So we had some bacon and eggs. And good breakfast, nothing at all wrong with that. It's probably 9:30 at this point. It's a little bit late for breakfast, but we decided, that's fine. We'll just have bacon and eggs for breakfast. And so anyway, sorry, I'm having a hard time telling this story. So anyway, the kids want to come outside and play, and I realize, oh, this is about 11 o'clock, I think it is. And I decide, I need to run to the vet and pick up some, medicine for the dog. He's got skin allergies, and he has to take a medicine for his skin allergies, and he's about out. So I decided I was going to run to the vet's office real quick and do that. So I run to the vet's office. It's, at this point it's 11 o'clock. I get there at 11:05. They're just locking up. I thought they stayed open until noon, but they didn't. They stayed open until 11 o'clock, so I'll just have to do it during the week. No big deal. And so I turn around, I come right back home. It's 10, maybe 15 minutes after 11 by the time I get back home. And I come in the house, my wife comes out looking all distraught. Her face is all flushed and red. And, what's wrong? She says, I don't know, I just broke out in hives, and I'm swelling up, and I'm itching. And so I kind of monitored for a little bit. She said she took a couple of Benadryl when it first started happening. Don't know why, just out of the blue, boom, hives, breaks out all over in hives. Face swelled up, her lips swelled up, her fingers, she couldn't get her ring off. It was getting pretty, I was getting pretty concerned, because at this point, she's saying she can feel it in her throat. She feels like her throat's getting a little bit tight. So I decide we probably need to go to the emergency room. So I message my daughter, and, hey, we got to go to the emergency room. We got to take Susie to the emergency room. That's my wife. Kind of explained what was going on. Well, she didn't respond right away, but it didn't matter. I didn't have time for her to wait and come and get the kids. So we all pack into the truck, take the kids with me to the emergency room with her. We go in there, she gets, checked, they go in and take her vitals right away, of course, and then sit her back out in the waiting room, waiting to call her back to her room. And we sat there for, 30, 40 minutes or something like that. And never could get my daughter to message me back. So I'm here at the hospital trying to keep my my grandkids under control, try to keep them from getting too wild and rambunctious. And they were pretty good. They weren't too bad at that point. They kind of understood something was going on. And they were pretty good. So it wasn't that difficult, but still at this point, we're there. I mean, it's just a handful to keep up with, and making sure that they're, staying, behaving and all those kinds of things. I think we got that pretty well wetted down. I think I can go ahead and start planting some seeds. Let me grab my seeds here. I'll try to tell this story while I do this. So the first thing I'm going to be planting is, where are we at here? Where's my tomato seeds? I want to plant some tomatoes because I'm just anxious to get tomatoes planted. Amish paste tomatoes, that looks pretty good. So anyway, I've got my wife there at the emergency room waiting to be checked out. Trying to keep the kids under control, messaging my daughter. She's not responding to me. I don't know what was going on. I still don't know, but that's okay. We're fine. So anyway, she starts feeling a little bit better. Kind of the swelling starts going down, and she said, I think I'm okay. I think we're just okay. We can just go back home. So of course we tell them. We go up and tell them we're going to go back home, and they said, okay, that's fine. You look like you're feeling better. Your swelling's going down. Your hives are kind of disappearing. So we think you're okay to go home. And so long story short of that, it seemed to go away. We went home, no problems. But she popped some Benadryl, took some something else. I can't remember what else they recommended that we pick up. So, I bring her home, I drop her off at the house, take the kids with me because I don't want to leave them at home with her and her not feeling well and having to keep an eye on them. Like I said, they understood something was going on. They were trying to be good, but still, it's a handful. Young kids, they can only do so much, to control their impulses and those kinds of things. And they were starting to complain that they were hungry and they wanted some lunch. So I took them with me. We went to went to Walgreens down the road, got some medicine for my wife, stopped at McDonald's, got them some Happy Meal, chicken nugget Happy Meals. That's what they wanted. So that's what they got. I was okay with that because I didn't really feel like making them lunch at that point anyway. And hang on, I can't think and do this at the same time here. Let's see if I can come up with a couple more seeds to fill that up with. Here's one where I put 3 in. Okay, so take the kids with me to Walgreens, grab the medicine. That actually went pretty smooth, pretty quick. Stop by McDonald's right across the street, grab them some Happy Meals, drive back home, give my wife her medicine. She takes her medicine, she eats a little bit of lunch, and she seems to be feeling better. I mean, the swelling's gone down, the hives are pretty much gone. She's not really itchy anymore, feels good. So she decides, she's gonna go in and take a nap because she's been taking some Benadryl and stuff like that. She's kind of worn out at this point. So yeah, absolutely, go in, take a nap. So that's what she did. She went in and laid down and went to sleep basically. And this is, 12:30-ish, about 1 o'clock probably at this point. And I kind of expect my daughter to show up about any time to pick up her kids, but still not here. So here I am with the kids, by myself, which is okay. I'm used to that. That's not a big deal. But it just means I can't get anything done. And I don't know what that was. And of course, I'm kind of worn out because I stayed up too late, got up a little bit too early. And let's see, I think I'll plant one more spot of those just because somebody's going to want them. All right, so tomatoes are planted. So let me try to finish this part of the story up here. So of course, like I said, my wife goes to bed. We never did figure out exactly what it was that caused it. Don't have any idea. Also, she took her normal medication. She's on a lot of different medications because of her medical conditions she's had and things like that. But she took her medication this morning just like she normally does and never had problems with that. Don't think it could be that. The only thing, we just ate bacon and eggs for breakfast. And we had applewood smoked bacon, which we don't normally get. We usually get a hickory smoked or something like that. But I don't know, that's the only thing that's different than out of our normal routine. So I don't know, maybe she had an allergic reaction to that. I don't know exactly what caused it. Needless to say, she seems to be fine now, so that's good. Hopefully we don't have that situation again. It was a little bit scary there for a little while, but all's good here in the end. All right, so, at this point, like I said, my wife's sleeping. The kids are, just as wound up as they were when they first woke up in the morning. They're wanting to play. They're wanting to do all kinds of things. So we're, can't get anything done, basically. Just got to kind of pay attention to them, focus on them. So that's what I did really for the next couple hours. I keep thinking, they're going to lay down, turn some TV on for them, turn a movie on for them, something like that. No luck. They don't want to watch TV. They want to play. They want to do things. So, that's what we did for the next couple hours. Kept waiting for my daughter. She did eventually text me back that she'd come and get them here in just a little while. By this time, we were already heading home. So I told her, I said, well, we're heading home. She said, okay, I'll come and get them here in just a little while. Well, this is, like I said, 12:30, 1 o'clock. And, she's still not here. So I think the last time I looked at the clock, wondering when she's going to get here, it's about 3:30. At this point, the kids are finally starting to wind down. They decide that they want to watch a movie. So we set them down there and watch a movie. I tried to get a couple of things done that I needed to do. Just, on the computer, pay some bills, those kinds of things. So I got those done while they were watching their movie, and they're just about ready to fall asleep when I get a message from her mom that she's on her way to get them right now. So, of course, if she waits till they're ready to take a nap before, whoops, there went a seed, before she comes and get them. But either way, she came and got them. But it was, by the time she came and got them, we got them up and around, got their stuff together, got them out the door. It was close to 4 o'clock. So I decide, what? This day is pretty much shot. I'm kind of worn out, don't have much energy. Make sure these are the right seeds. They are. Don't have much energy, but I think I can still go ahead and get my seeds planted. So I talked myself into doing that. I won't lie, I kind of sat on the couch for about 20 minutes or so and just did nothing first, but talked myself into doing that, come out here to, get the seed tray started, get my bag of seed starting mix, start dumping it in there. I don't have enough. I don't have enough to even fill like maybe half of this one here. I still had all this just empty. So of course I gotta go to the store and get seed starting mix. Spelled zucchini wrong, but I don't guess it really matters. I'm the only one that's gonna be looking at it. All right, well, that's pretty much the story of my day. It was just crazy, busy. By the time I got back from the store, it's 5 o'clock, a little after 5 o'clock. Sun's starting to set, but I managed to get something productive done today anyway, even though I wasn't sure I was going to. So I got my seeds planted. Let's see, we got some tomato plants, some pepper plants. I planted some cayenne, some habanero, some jalapeno, cilantro, lettuce, parsley. What else did I do? Some basil and some squash. That's about it. These are the plants from, if you guys have been watching, I planted a couple of weeks ago. This is the cabbage, this is the broccoli. It's all doing pretty good. hardened off, so it's coming out during the day. It only comes in at night if it's going to be down below freezing, which next week it's not supposed to be. It was the last couple of days, so I had to bring it in at night. I've got some seeds starting in the greenhouse right now that are cool season crops, like what do I have? Sorry, Brussels sprouts and onions and something else. I can't remember what else. Oh, romaine lettuce. And they are just starting to sprout right now. They've just been left in the greenhouse, even with the nights getting down a little bit below freezing, down to 31, 30 degrees, something like that. So not terribly cold, but below freezing nonetheless, and they've still sprouted. So they're still starting to sprout anyway. We'll see how that goes. What I plan on doing with these is moving them inside, just keeping them inside until they sprout. Once they sprout, I'll bring them out to the greenhouse during the day when it's sunny out and above 50 degrees, or well, when it's sunny out or above 55 degrees. And then bring them in at night if the temperature is going to be below 55 degrees, because tomatoes, peppers, those kinds of things, they don't really do well in the cold. So that's my plan anyways, to use that greenhouse instead of having to put them under lights and things like that and have to harden them off. They should be just good to go with that. We'll see how that goes. Nothing sprouted in the, if you guys remember the garden, I did the milk jugs, stapled them down to the ground. If you haven't seen that video, you can go back and watch this just a couple of videos ago. Nothing sprouted in there. I'll keep you guys updated on how that's going as the season progresses. It's been still pretty chilly out at night. Today was beautiful, 65 degrees, so we're getting real close to, I think, time that they would start sprouting if they're going to. We'll see. I'll keep you updated on how that goes. But thank you guys for watching. I know everybody has days like that. I know everybody, a lot of you guys have young kids, and the struggle of trying to get things done when the young kids are around. I'll tell you, it's a little bit more of a struggle for me anyway, when they're my grandkids and I'm not used to having them all the time. They come over for the night and they're wound up, and the next day it's just a little bit more of a struggle for me than it was when I had my own kids. Probably because I'm a little bit older, probably because, like I said, they're not here all the time, so we don't have established routines and things like that, but they're still a joy to have around. I wouldn't trade it for anything. So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, God bless.